Hey, everybody. We made it. The final episode, the top 5 of the Johnny Radio Top 100 is finally here. Man, it feels like forever it's taken us to get here, but it's been fun. The journey has been worth it. And like I said on the last episode, I just didn't want this thing to end. That's why I had to milk it a little bit more. And we're finally here, guys. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to the final 5. About to share my screen here, and here we go. At number 5 is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles from 1967. Of course, you knew this was coming. You just weren't sure exactly where in the top 5, but I think this is a pretty good spot, and I'll tell you why. I think out of the Beatles discography, I mean, there's so many great ones. This one is a little bit overrated to me. As amazing as it is, and as much as it opens so many doors as far as albums being more artistic after this came out, nothing had been done in the way of a band kind of taking on this alter identity. That whole concept was really cool. Really one of the first concept albums. And for all those reasons, it's so deserving to be on here and high up. But for me personally, it just doesn't have as much repeat value as far as the sound of the record goes. There are certain songs like A Day in the Life that I do revisit quite a bit, which is incredible. One of the best album closers of all time. But a lot of the stuff in between the opener, Sgt. Pepper, and the closer, I just don't go back to as much. I'm not as into the sound of some of the songs, groundbreaking as it was. It wouldn't be in my top 5 Beatles albums, as a matter of fact. But all that being said, absolutely deserves to be here, and I think it's at a great spot. So now at number 4 is Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys from 1966. Another one that I will put myself out there and say that I feel is a bit overrated. I know this always makes the top of all the top 100 lists. And I mean, again, for the same reason of Sgt. Pepper. I mean, this came out a year before and, just as groundbreaking, prior to this album, there wasn't anything quite like it. And you can't deny the genius of Brian Wilson in the songwriting and the harmonies. God Only Knows, especially, is just such an amazing song. Of course, Wouldn't It Be Nice as well, Sloop John B., Caroline No. So many great songs on here. But for me, for example, I like Smile better. For Sgt. Pepper, there's several that I like better, like the White Album that we've mentioned, and some others that we're about to mention, giving a little bit of a spoiler here. But here we go. At number 3 is the Beatles again with Revolver, also from 1966. You see this very focused time frame of 66 to 67 that really just is solidified, I think, in history as one of the most experimentally groundbreaking times in all of music history. And this is another reason. I mean, the Beach Boys and the Beatles just going back to back, where they were the biggest. Of course, you throw the Rolling Stones into the mix as well. But as far as the creativity of this time, it was like, the Beatles put out Revolver, the Beach Boys were like, okay, we're going to put out Pet Sounds now. And then the Beatles came back with Sgt. Pepper. But man, Revolver, beautiful record. I do put this a hair above Sgt. Pepper personally, just for Eleanor Rigby alone. I mean, just one of the most magnificent songs in all of music history. Then you've got, Taxman, Tomorrow Never Knows, Yellow Submarine is even a fun track from Ringo. And there's just so many cool songs along the way, and really started to show that the Beatles could be much more than what they were in the years prior. So now at number 2, the Beatles yet again, and I am not sad about this one at all, folks. Abbey Road is my favorite Beatles record, and it is my second favorite album of all time, as a matter of fact. So this is perfect. It's standing here on the list. And, you know, I've done actually 2 reviews of this album at this point. You see it on the wall of perfect albums behind me. So I've talked about it plenty, but man, I mean, there is not any weak space on this album. I mean, the side B, especially the Abbey Road suite, as it's called, everything that goes into each other, starting with basically Here Comes the Sun King all the way through to Her Majesty, is just brilliant, man. The way they weave these songs in and out of each other. And then on side A, you've got Come Together, you've got Here Comes the Sun, you've got Something. I mean, some of George Harrison's best output of his career. And then Paul, of course, You Never Give Me Your Money, and Oh Darling, and then John with I Want You, She's So Heavy. I mean, come on, man. Everything on here is amazing. And as I said, I could go on and on about that record. But now at number 1, bam, Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. I'm actually a little surprised that this made the number 1 spot, but you know, this is based on your votes, guys, and you have great taste. I mean, this is another perfect 10 out of 10 album. You know, talk about a concept album where it is kind of a loose concept where, you know, you're just throwing in things like time, money, religion, with Great Gig in the Sky, and Us and Them, about war, just these huge themes of humanity and how they play into each other. But it's an incredible 45-minute odyssey of music. I don't think that Pink Floyd ever reached the height of this again, even though, you know, of course, The Wall and Wish You Were Here, they had some other amazing records, but this one was just so focused, both musically and lyrically. Waters and Gilmour just at the peak of their powers. And then, you know, even the guest spots like Dick Parry on saxophone, and just the female vocals throughout the album, bringing it that much more weight throughout. It is an absolute classic, and I'm really kind of thrilled that it's number 1 on this list. It's not my favorite album of all time, but it is yours, the Johnny Radio viewers. And man, I just love it, man. So thank you guys again for voting and making this top 100 a reality. It was just so fun leading up to this, getting all your votes and putting them together. And now they're all here. I can share the link in the description below. You can see this list all in its entirety, all at once, powered by besteveralbums.com, which is a really cool website. If you're not on there, you should be. But guys, thank you again. And now that you've made it all the way through this video, I'm making a very special announcement. If you want to partake in the next Johnny Radio Top 100, we're starting right now, folks. So in the comments below, here's what it's going to be. The next top 100 is going to be the top 100 artists of all time. Rolling Stone had also done a list on this, as well as VH1 and some other publications. But it's going to be the Johnny Radio Top 100 this time. So it's going to be the best one of all time, obviously. So leave me your top 25 artists in order in the comments below, or if you want to hit me up on other social medias, whatever's easiest for you. But I'm giving this a deadline of January I'll give it till January 3rd, that weekend, the first weekend of 2021. And then we're going to be coming with it that next week, the top 100. So guys, send me your list as soon as you can. And if you want to do a top 50, do it. I'm not going to limit it to 25. If you want to give me more artists, your numbers will be weighted more heavily. So feel free to do that. If you only can muster up a top 10, do that as well. I'd love to get as many of your votes as possible to tabulate this thing. I got so many votes from you guys on this last one. So, can't wait to see what turns out. And I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and stay safe out there. Wear a mask. And guys, thank you again. It's been so fun. And be sure to check in for other top 5s every Friday, album reviews, so much more. But the next top 100 is going to be sweet, guys. Can't wait to see your votes. So thank you. And as always,
Viva la vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.